Hi everyone, we're traders just like you, and we built the best crypto screener for active trading. Every day, dozens of tokens are on the move, pumping, dumping, or breaking out of ranges. One coin is up 50%, another is down 20%. But until you look at the chart, that number means nothing. An experienced trader instantly sees a familiar pattern, a break of a key level, a pullback, where to place the stop, and many other cues. Without that, nobody enters a trade. How do you quickly scan dozens of charts for the coins in play? For example, on an exchange website, you can sort tokens by 24-hour gain and click through them one by one. Is anyone clicking through 10 in a row? Maybe. 20? Very rarely. 50? And what if you need to repeat that 10 times throughout the trading day? No one actually does that, and it's a huge unsolved problem. We turned it on its head. Now you can see all the charts at once instead of opening each ticker individually. You can spot many times more potential entries and choose only the best ones. Tools for scalping, intraday trading, and swing trading, all in one screener. Let's go. Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Kraken, Bybit, Hyperliquid, Upbit. Spot, perpetuals, futures. I'll show how the screener works using Binance as the example. The logic is the same for other exchanges. On Binance Perpetuals, 528 tokens are currently trading. All charts are interactive and update in real time, in sync with the exchange. You can select individual sectors. For example, meme coins. There are 47 of them. And again, you see them all in one tab. Or DeFi. You can change the time frame for all charts at once. Daily is selected right now. For example, let's switch to M15. Or to weekly. Pay attention to the tooltips. If you're not sure what a button, tab, or filter does, hover over it for details. You can choose candlesticks, bars, or line charts. You can also set the number of charts in one tab. Right now, 100 charts are selected. You can reduce that to 50 or 30, or show all 528 charts in one tab. You can choose how many candles are visible in the chart area. It's 75 right now. You can set 100, 150, or 200. You can adjust both the number of charts and their scale. 1 chart, 2, 3, 4, 6. You can customize the layout to fit your monitor. The two-timeframe setting lets you view one token on 2 different timeframes. For example, let's set 5 minutes and D1. For convenience, let's choose 2 charts. Now you see one ticker. The daily chart on the right and the 5-minute chart on the left. Why is this so convenient? On the daily, you see the higher time frame picture. On the 5-minute chart, you see what's happening right now. Why do you need this? At the very least, to find proper entry points and place stops correctly. The light and dark mode toggle. These two buttons control the interface size, smaller or larger. Now to the table. The table is similar to what you see on CoinMarketCap, but it's shown specifically for the selected exchange. Right now, the tickers are sorted by 24-hour change. You can view them in the reverse order. The biggest losers. You can view the charts in the same order. Here you'll also see the tokens that have dropped the most over the last 24 hours. If you sort by market cap, you'll see the usual Bitcoin, Ether, and so on. You can customize the table and pick the columns you need. For example, you can add the change from the current year open. A new column has appeared. Let's sort it from the lowest value. By the way, here is MYX Finance, which was ripping at the end of last year. Or you can look at the tickers that have gained the most. Lab, Sky, Siren. You can change the column order however you want. For example, let's move market cap to the first position. Let's also add the listing date and move it to the second position. Now let's check. Market cap is now in the first position and listing is in the second. I'll return the table columns to my usual layout. Sorting. Besides the 24-hour sort, sorting by change from today's open is very useful. You'll see the tokens gaining the most today specifically, not over the last 24 hours. And accordingly, the tokens dropping the most today. You can sort by 5 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, 24 hours, and so on. Let's check the 5-minute sort. You can see what's moving sharply up or down right now. Let's set the time frame to M5. And to see the effect, let's set AutoFresh to 5 seconds. What does AutoFresh do? Every 5 seconds, you'll see the strongest gainers at the top and the biggest losers at the bottom. Wait 5 seconds. You can see that the charts have refreshed, and some of them have changed places. Another 5 seconds, and the charts change places again. A 5-second refresh only makes sense with the 5-minute sort. If you work with higher time frames, for example D1, and review many charts, you can set AutoFresh to 1 minute, or even 3 minutes. So constant refreshing doesn't distract you. You can select the 7-day change or the change since the start of the current trading week, the change over the last 30 days or since the start of the current month. For example, let's look at what's gained the most since the start of the current month, or what's dropped the most. Sorting by listing date is very interesting. You see the charts in the exact order in which they were added to Binance. Why do you need this? After listing, coins are at their most volatile. That makes them extremely interesting for intraday trading. The ATH setting shows how far each token is from its all-time high. Switch to the table and you'll see a new From All-Time High column. You'll see a stablecoin. Of course, it's not far from its all-time high. The Bitcoin Dominance Index is also not far from its all-time high. And here are the tickers that are close to their all-time high and could break above it at any moment. And accordingly, from all-time low. What does this mean? The SXT token is only a little over 1% above its all-time low and could keep moving lower at any moment. Now let's see how this looks on the chart. If you want to open a short position, and remember, these are Binance futures, here's a great entry. You can use this window to open the chart in a larger view. You can clearly see we're near the all-time low on the daily, with room to the downside. You can also hover over any ticker and get quick information about it. For example, you can see that this token has a market cap of $70 million, and it belongs to the AI sector. And here's a DeFi token with a $140 million market cap. You can also open any chart in a larger view from the table, view it on any other time frame, zoom out or zoom in. Filters. Open or collapse the filter panel. High-low. New highs and new lows. Let's find new 50-day highs. There are 10 such tickers today. Or let's try to find tickers that are trading slightly below their 50-day high. There are also 10 of them today. Let's check. Or a 52-week high. There are 0 such tokens. Good. Let's look at new lows. Yes, the same SXT token is making a new 52-week low. The SMA filter shows tokens that are above the 200-day moving average. Right now, there are 73 such tickers. You can select several filters. For example, let's also add a new 20-day high. 5 tickers remain that match both filters. The change filter. Let's screen for tickers that are trading higher than they were 24 hours ago. There are 313 of them. Or you can select tickers that have gained 10% or more over the last 24 hours. There are 20 of them. Market cap. In this filter, we didn't use fixed values like above $100 million, above $1 billion, and so on. In crypto, that doesn't really make sense. For example, Solana went up $260, then a year later dropped to $8, and 2 years after that went back to $260. Small cap tokens can swing in market cap by hundreds of times. So we made it simpler. There are 528 tickers in total. You select the top 10% by market cap. That leaves 52 tokens. Let's check. Yes, you see Bitcoin, Ether, and so on. Or you select a filter value of 50%. The same logic applies to the volume filter. Let's look at the top 10% of tokens by today's trading volume. Saving settings. You can select one or several different options. For example, let's choose sorting by change from today's open and tokens making a 20-day high. and view all of this on 4 charts. Now let's create a new saved setting and call it number 7. Save. The new saved setting has appeared, and you can switch between them. This lets you save different screening modes, so you don't have to set them up manually every time. The Tickers tab is synchronized with the tickers selected on the main page. You can copy them if you need to paste them somewhere or download them. If you see an entry on the chart, you can go to the exchange website and place the trade right away by clicking the ticker name. The same can be done from the table. Watchlists. How do you create a new watch list? Select any tickers you're interested in. The same can be done from the table section. Click Watch List. It asks if you want to create a new watch list or save the selected tokens to an existing one. Create a new watch list. You can see that this is Binance Perpetuals. For example, let's name it Today. Create new watch list. Go to the Watch List section and you'll see it there. Today. Created today. Activate it. You can see that the Today watch list is now active with the 10 tickers you just selected. The screener lets you create many watch lists for different patterns or events. For example, an announcement has just come out that these tokens will be delisted from Bybit. Copy them and paste them into the search box. Close the current watch list. Bybit spot. You see these 7 tickers. One of them is a stablecoin. You can create a watch list. First, let's remove the stablecoin. Select the tokens. New watch list, Bybit spot. Let's name it Delisting. Create. During the trading day, you can switch between different watch lists and review the selected tickers. Let's open another watch list. Binance Perpetuals. Alerts. You can create an alert in 2 ways. The first is right on the chart. You see the alert icon and the price. Click it. Choose where you want the alert, Telegram or WhatsApp. Then set the price. You can adjust it. Let's check whether the alert has appeared. Click on Alerts and you'll see the one you just created. The second way is from this window itself. Create New Alert. The exchange is selected. Add a symbol. For example, Solana. Price, $94. You can add a note. Create the alert. The alert has been created and you receive it in Telegram in this format. The chart, a link to open this ticker on the exchange website, the trigger price, and the time the alert fired. And that wraps up the main features. The link to the screener is in the video description. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new overviews and practical examples. Have a good trading day.